Oh, hi there. It's Tuesday, and as you can see, I'm at 81 Dojo, where I'm just going to play some games and try to make some strides on some of those improvements. And I just spilled some tea on myself here as I adjusted my sleeve. Wipe this for a second. All right, there. Wipe the bottom. That's it. No major plans. Yesterday's stream was fun. It was a bit rough. Rude awakening. It's always a rude awakening when you think you're playing well and then you just don't play well. So, hey, Fordude, nice to see you. So, we'll just see how it goes today. Let me get this stream out of the way, get the scene. We're there, and we have a few people looking for practice. Red herring. Let's do this. Let's do this. I never played this person. Don't know what this is. Oh, this is, gosh, I didn't even look. It's 10 second. Okay, I didn't even look. So we're starting fast, and then okay, okay, okay. I think just push. Just. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Try to start getting this pawn up. I'm gonna need to get my king over, or my gold over. This is an interesting opening. Yeah, I just don't know what I'm really looking to do. All right. So maybe he pushes the pawn to exchange, and then we get the. Jump the knight. Okay, now he's going to bring the silver out. All right. I mean, he's going to bring the bishop out. Okay. Get the knight up. That is a free silver, I think. Oh. Okay. I don't think that's a resign. All right. Well. Unfortunately, we didn't. Hey, Alan Ferris, nice to see you. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play that one out. How about how about we do that thing that we've done once in the past and talked about a few times, which is to try to play this out versus the engine. So I'm going to take this, maybe import the game. Import the game and add it to study. And 81 dojo 10 seconds. Okay, so there it is. And I'm going to exit this room. I'll say good manner, but we'll leave that there and then switch to the 81 the Lee Shogi scene. How is there? It got me. Lee Shogi got me again. Lee Shogi, you crazy son of a gun. Every time I do the import, add it to the study, I get tripped up. It's just my brain. My brain won't ever accept it. Okay, so we're here. Let's before playing the engine, let's confirm that this is an advantage. It is. So this is only 7.5, only minus 7.5. Definitely not resignable. I'm going to try to play this out versus the engine and see what we could have done, what they could do. I want to see over here. Okay, so yeah, okay. So how do we do this? We do play from here. Play from here. Continue from here. Continue from here. Play with the computer. From position. I am Gote. So no increment. So how do we... Let's do this. Let's just... And then I will say Gote. Okay. Okay. You know, it's annoying here because we can't just move the rook. I'm thinking my idea is right now, this is bad because this rook can just get in now. You know, obviously I have a pawn and I can block, but he can take with the knight. Then I take. Hey, Gust One, nice to see you. Level 8. Well, what else? What else to put it at? You know, so if I don't, the threat I think is that the silver is going to be able to come up here. Actually, maybe even push this pawn, then the silver comes up this way. Yeah, if he pushes this pawn, that completely locks my rook in. So I have the option, I think, oops, silver, threatening just taking the knight, just to give myself some runway. Since I'm already up a silver, I could drop the silver here. What's the rook going to do? Not here, so that's a pawn drop. So long story short, yeah, resigning here in a 10-second game felt way too rough. Silver here just comes back. I lose it. Knight. If I drop the knight, I bring the knight up. What if he brings the rook over? I take. He promotes with check. Or would I drop a pawn? I'm not sure. I'm not. I don't know. I really don't know. Um, I don't hate the idea of having the rook here. I don't love it. Should I start getting this pawn up? So that if this pawn comes up, I bring this pawn up? Yeah, I don't. I like that. I like that. Okay. I kind of want to get this king out of here so checks, so rook coming in or rook exchanges don't end up with check. But I also want to. He's got to come here. Yeah. I think he has to come here. Well, he can come and then I can block. Is there any value in dropping the silver back here? Silver still covers 6-4. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. So I drop the silver. Is he trapped? If it comes here, I drop the pawn. Well, then he drops the pawn. So this pawn threat is something bigger than I thought it was. I guess. Oh, so this king move is protecting this. That's what that king move was doing. What if I drop a pawn? No. All right. Let's do it. Hmm. Oh, if I push, okay, takes, pawn drop. I have no, Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That is not good. I think my rook is just trapped. Shogi is a game about capturing rooks. The engine said, I'm not trapped here with you. You're trapped here with me. All right. Well, I guess if he takes, then I take with the rook. Yeah. He can't drop here to fork these because my silver. Can get this pawn. But he's going to be coming in to get this. If I take, he just drops the pawn. I could use a pawn though. Well, I can get a pawn here. Wow. This seems like a slow threat, but it is a threat. Well, no, he could just drop the. Well, no. Hey, Dream Shogi. Silver 3 drop 3-5 seems like the wrong idea. Yeah, maybe I was a little too. I really wanted to resolve my rook situation, which I couldn't seem. I couldn't seem to see a way to resolve it without losing it. So I tried to force the issue. Maybe there was a more finesse way to do that. So I think at least I've proven that my opponent should not have resigned. Because especially in a 10-second game, crazy stuff is going to happen. I think I've got to get my king. I think this is going to be too annoying. The rook getting that knight. Or do I drop my rook first since it's semi-tempo-ish? Not really, because he could still drop his rook. But I do have a pawn, so I could drop the pawn here. That said, once this comes in, it won't be as valuable. I think I still like 4-6 at least feels like I'm starting to make a move on threatening pieces. The only question for you was, do you play something like King 4-1 first? Oh, so you would play King 4-1 or King 4 instead of King 4-2. I was thinking King 4-2 just to get it out of checks. I forgot. Good to see you. Even in a 1560 game, you wouldn't resign there. Yeah, it was only -7.5. But maybe he had to go. Maybe he had to go. Or maybe he misread. The pawn drop 6-1 seems like an effective defense to the rook drop. Well, it does, right? Except that... Oh, pawn 6-1. Ah... Pawn 6-1. So I block the check. He comes in. He's going to get this. But in the meantime, I can also make some sort of threats. I definitely like this. I'm going to do this. I like this threat. And then I'll be closer to doing... Oh, so now... Now the silver... So if he does... So now if I take, the silver will take... Oh, no, I know I can come up. Do I want to do that? Then he could promote here. No, he can't. Yeah, he can. You're dropping this pawn means I can't drop the pawn back in defense. If I just drop it now... All right, let's get our rook first. Let's get our rook first. Okay. Okay. Hey, Tulip, nice to see you. Just trying to finish out a game where an opponent resigned early and tried to finish it out against the computer. It was not a huge advantage. And I think I've already given up my advantage. So I do this. He could drop a pawn. I do this. I have the only file I can drop a pawn in is here and here. I wonder if dropping a rook here would not have been any good, would it? Because then I'm threatening the Tataki. Well, not a huge threat because after the silver comes up, he's got double defending this square. But then maybe this coming in. Origamoniwa, nice to see you. Hello, hello. All right, I'll drop the pawn. Yeah. Yikes. 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 Schnikes. Holy schnikes. Man, this guy doesn't mess around. This engine does not mess around. I really don't want my king on 4-2, not just because of this bishop, because of the knight drop 5-4. When the knight or so what could I have done? Just drop the pawn and then so how do I attack? Is there any way to attack here? Is there any way to attack rather than just hopelessly defend? If I bring this back, can he sack? Yeah, this is going to be coming soon as well, and I have no other pieces. And he has a silver. Yeah, so if let's say I drop the bishop, the knight, he checks. I go back, only move, or forward. He drops the silver. No, he just takes. Or takes with the horse. Well, all right. Yeah, and now That was a real nice a no promote. And all right, so let's go to the analysis board. So let's start where I dropped. So this is the problem. This is a problem here for me with the you're trying to review games that are untimed or games where I thought a lot and I came back with a move. So the thing is, like, I thought a lot about this. Why would I think that if I thought more time about it in analysis, I'm going to find something better? Maybe because you see that, in fact, this was bad. But all the same fears of losing this rook for free will still exist. And I could not find that. So maybe pawn drop 4-6. Then if bishop takes, gold 5-7. First, in what spot? In what spot, Foradun? At the end? Pawn drop 4-6. Well, I don't have any pieces. That pawn I dropped back here was my last pawn. Otherwise, I would have dropped it back here for the for the rook. That was the. Is that what a Sophie's choice is? Sophie's choice is when whatever you do, the other like if there are two problems, whichever you solve, the other one will fall. Is that a Sophie's choice? I don't know. But it felt like, I dropped here so that this doesn't force me to move my silver. But if by dropping there, I can't block this check. You think the plan should be to trade knights? So what I was afraid of was like this. Something like this is what scared me. This is great for me? Wait. Oh, this is great for me. This is great for me. Oh, because of this tactical shot. Oh, gosh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, knight takes 7-7. No promote. Oh. Well, I like this too. I like this. Wait, I like this too a lot. But let's see without the promote. Ah, okay. Okay. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha ha. Yeah. So we maintain our free silver. Oh gosh. Yeah, they have to take the knight. Hmm. Okay. Oh, that is good. So that's one thing I didn't even see during the game. And I didn't see, until you all pointed it out, is that knight takes now because he was defending that gold, now my knight takes does come with check. So my rook is not really in fear. Ooh. Okay. So what is the okay? It's still set. It's like it's -2. So I just turned the engine on and off just to see like how bad of a move this was. So this was a -5.5 blunder. But still okay. You think the scary line after knight 8-5 is knight takes 8-5, rook takes 8-5, rook 8-6. Yes. So that's I think that's what I was going to just look at. Because it's forcing that trade, and my pawns are here. So let's say we do this. Like, I don't think like a pawn drop is not going to be any use here. I can't take because he always has this move with tempo. And I don't have a gold. I just have the silver. And I don't have a good way to block. So I almost wonder if this is the move. The question is, should I trade knights on 6-5 or 8-5? Well, the question is also, what is the matrix? But then he just gets this, right? Well, no, because then I can block. And should I play King 4-4-1 beforehand? Well, King 4-1 still does not end the tempo. So let's say I do this, and then he comes over here. You like this first. And then we do that. Well, pawn 5-1 defends it, but it still loses the tempo. Wait, the answer is out there, and we'll find Shogi Dad if he wants it to. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they'd play rook 8 takes 8 run first. Where? Oh, yeah, the check. Gosh, it's so tricky. So tricky. You have to be a magician to be able to keep your rooks safe on these files. Well, you think they can't. But so if we do this though, take on actually better. Let's do the other way that I did it. You know, I'm one move away from, you know, well, 2 moves away from getting trapped. Maybe here I'd have to play the pawn. Well, no, because he can come here. And now I'm going to be trapped. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Like dropping the silver prevents 1 move, and even so, he could just drop a pawn. Knight, I can't drop a knight. Silver. Huh. So let me flip this. Okay, so it's minus 4.2, and let's just play this move. Oh my gosh, that's so. Oh my gosh, that's so sneaky. But 6-5 is also fine. 6-5 is also fine. What, how? Okay, I see that now. What about So I'm not going to look. Is there any other... Like, surely not pushing this pawn. Surely not pushing that pawn. Silver 4-2 feels pretty natural. I mean, gosh, I didn't see it. I would agree. I would agree. Other than it didn't even cross my mind. But let's if wait. So what's the way out of this one? What's the way out of this one? And then pawn. All right. What does the engine say? 4-1. 4-1 king. 2-3 gold. Wait, what? Am I not losing that rook? Am I not losing this rook? Am I not losing this rook? Oh, it's all contingent on seeing this move. Okay, so regardless, it's all contingent on seeing this move. Oh, it's okay. Wow. So wait, what? Oh, the rook again. The rook again. This threat. Okay. Okay, so this again. Ah, interesting. Fascinating. 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 Uh fascinating. Yikes. 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 Okay, that's a lot of calculation. That's a lot of calculation and a lot of visualization. All right. So I've got to ask myself, is there a way to expose the opening the bishop diagonal? I've got, especially, when I'm playing a position like this, which is not one that I usually play, but one like this where I have the traditional bishop diagonal. I've got to look for ways that might help. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the game went on. And then here he dropped, or I came up. I came up. 4-1. 4-1. I could use that bad logic of take the pawn while I get it. You know, he's going to be coming anyway. But no, so I can drop the pawn here. An idea I was thinking about during the game, or, you know, during the game, I was thinking, should I have done this? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. That just locks my rook in. Hey, Skykeeper, nice to see you. So 4-1, 4-1 king, 6-1 pawn. I played 4-6 silver. Or did I drop the rook first? I neglected it. I think I didn't actually look at the board. I just saw all this mass of pieces and just assumed there was a pawn in there. So I didn't even consider that the pawn drop, the Sokofu would nullify it as well as it did. All right. So final answer. What does Engine San say? It's an even game. In minus 0.8. Push this pawn. Push this pawn. I did consider this. I did consider 8-6. I did. So going in order here of the moves that it likes is, oops. Gosh, I'm just trying to find blue. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 6-6. 4, 5. This is even. This is even. Good to see you, James Eric. Yeah, so this is an even position. It's actually minus 1.3. So all 5 of these moves range from minus 1.3 to plus 1.5. So it's you know, basically it's even regardless of what happens. You know, I have the material advantage, but my position feels like it's a bit in shambles, and I'm going to lose that knight. Your aggressive set of moves will be pawn 8-6, pawn takes, pawn drop 8-7. So that would give our last pawn away. You know, that would give our last pawn away. Potentially. It's also possible that the opponent would just evade. It still surprises you how little material can be worth. I totally. But, you know, this silver now, I thought this silver was going to become fast. I thought in conjunction with the rook drop, I thought this silver was going to become fast. And it just never did. But what is the meaning of 5-6? So this is one of those moves that I see strong players make. And sometimes some days after I'm inspired by the stronger players, I'll make moves like that. I still won't know why I'm making the move. I'll make the move, and then good stuff will just happen later on in the game. Then I'll just have an attack, and I'll be like, how did I do that? I don't know. So what is the without looking at the engine? What is the idea behind 5/6? Oh, Skykeeper, yeah, he does have that rook in hand, and he's got the fork. That's true. That's true. That's true. But if that is true, why is why is it still the number 2 move? Your thoughts are either recapture creates weaknesses, preparing your bishop diagonal. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, so we're creating a weakness, and we are opening our bishop, or we are preparing to open our bishop diagonal. Ah, okay, I like that. So let's just go down. I want to go down what the 2 paths are for these. This, they're both takes are equal. And sure enough, it's followed by opening the diagonal. Sure enough. This backward silver move, I've got to be willing to make it. I think I'm overcompensating. I Dream of Shogi. I think I'm overcompensating to a discussion we had 2 or 3 weeks ago. I Dream of Shogi, where we were talking about how I play too many backward moves, and I think that was absolutely correct in the context that we were looking at. That I shouldn't have been going backwards. I should have been going forwards or attacking something else. But sometimes the backward move is the move. What I also didn't like about this move is that, with a rook in hand, it does block a square that I could run to. Like, now my only defense is a pawn drop. It's mostly when I'm getting attacked. Okay. That's a good. So that's good context. Yeah. All those situations we looked at is when I was being attacked. You would word it as, quote, you have the material advantage, but you put the extra silver on 3-5 in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. I thought it was operating. I thought it was operating to prevent my rook getting captured. And I thought it would be, like I said, I thought it would be fast here in conjunction with the rook drop. And it just wasn't. It just wasn't. Yeah, so that's unlike knights, where we talked about dropping knights on the 4th rank yesterday, how deceptively fast those are. I think the silvers on even the 5th rank are deceptively slow as to how fast they are. You'd have to ignore a lot of moves for me to get in. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that was good. I'm glad I played it out. I'm glad I played out versus the engine. Like I said, the opponent resigned way too early. But maybe they had to go. Maybe they just had to go, or maybe maybe it was just one of those surprise, oh my god, I just lost a free silver kind of resigns. But yeah, I think that was not an easy position to especially in 10-second game. That was not an easy position to convert. And the engine got equality with me in 10 moves. All right. All right. Awesome. 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 Let's go back. Oops. Wrong scene. Let's go back. Should I play NMike? I feel like I bother him. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, because whenever I play on 81 Dojo, I'm challenging him a bunch of times. All right. Let's do it. NMike's aggressive. We always have fun games. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Let's see if he does bogeying today. Looks like it. What is that? I'm so fearful of this. I'm so fearful of it. Unreasonably so, I would say. Push, take. I don't have my bishop out yet. Okay, let's get our bishop down here. Okay. So now he's defending this. Ooh. So do I drop a pawn? Do I drop a pawn? Do I drop a pawn here? He takes with the gold. I take. King takes. I drop the gold. He runs. I come up. Do I drop the pawn? Do I drop the pawn now? Or do I just come straight up and trade it off? Drop the pawn. Then he drops the silver. All right, let's come up this way. Let's make that trade. Oof. That's tough. All right. All right. So how's my king safety? All right. My king safety is okay. Should I take the knight? Taking the knight here protects against the gold drop. Exchanging 2 silvers gets me something. Gets me 2 silvers. And his bishop wouldn't really be all that useful, especially in defense. Ooh, boy. I don't think I want to give up that horse. Because he's got no defense. He's got no defense now. Do I have mate? Bishop? Bishop, he runs. Rook, I take the silver. Bishop, he blocks with the pawn. Rook drop. No, then he drops a gold. That's not really a threat. All right, let's get this guy up. Let's get this guy up. I don't see the threat. I don't see it. Okay. Threaten the gold. Okay. I can drop the knight. Just to move the king. Then the horse coming back is going to let me get my rook in. That's my thinking anyway. Redirect the king. So I take the gold. Then get my dragon in. Yeah, there's no good running now. Okay. Rook. Horse. He runs. Then gold drop. Okay, so dragon. King runs. Horse takes. King runs. Gold drop. I think. Or I can take with the rook. I take with the rook and then just move the horse down over here. Okay. Arigato gozaimashita. The horse diagonal is blocking this gate. I didn't see that until this. So move 40. You think 2-2 fu instead of 2-3. Okay, let's look at that. Because I thought the knight was going to be able to run. I thought the knight would just jump to 2-3. And then potentially hold off my rook. Though I guess no, I guess I could promote my rook. Yeah, so I could promote my. Let's look at that. Let's get this out. Where's my study? Where's the study? So this went. Is this no? So the first couple times we played a few weeks ago, he was super aggressive with the bogeying, and it was really tricky. Uh, 81 Dojo. Oh, this one is a different study because I have the 10 seconds separate. So here is the game. So move 40. Is my stream set up? Yeah. Reverse. So what I didn't want was to let this guy get active. This was my big fear here. And I thought the gold drop I thought the gold drop forces the king. Wait, is this the same move? Wait. Oh. Interesting. I think this is a bit of a I'm remembering back to what I thought. This is a bit of a misread on my part because I thought that this was forced. Thereby blocking the bishop, but it's not. So if he goes up, yeah. This is. Well, that said, this is no longer. This is good. Wait, so also gold drop 4-4. Gold drop 4-4. Wait. Oh, on the mate? Um, so let's look at this. So if I drop the pawn, I have no pawns to drop here. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I think that lets it off, right? 6-4, 6-4 silver, 2-1 pawn. Okay. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Okay. Oh, and there's not only does this you'll block the block anywhere he moves, he's still this is still hanging. Oh, and this is checkmate. Okay, and this is checkmate. All right. So if no, how about ooh. Do we do something as heavy-handed as gold drop? Force the run, promote? You want to just sacrifice it? Sumero. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's looking fantastic. Yeah. Like what do you even no matter what you do, it's going to be yeah. Do we have mate here? Do we have mate here? Good day, Emperor Rex. Nice to see you. Oh, take with the. Oh, yes, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Um. Oh gosh, yeah. I'm overthinking the other part that would require me not to think at all. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. 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 Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I am going to get some more tea. My tea is out, and I will be right back for another game. Be right back. I've got to say, the in terms of Ito En teas, I think I really prefer the just the sencha to the matcha sencha blend. I I love the taste of the sencha. Fog in my glasses, and I am, I'm not a tea person, as I've said a million times. I'm a coffee person, but I'm starting to really, really like this tea. Evaluate the manner. It was good. Okay. Let us put up a game. $10.30. 10:30 is all right. Yeah. Not too slow, not too fast. Ah, Salvajo. Uh, Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Oops. Or Salvajo. It wouldn't be Salvajo. It wouldn't be a stream if I didn't get a third file rook. Anaguma? Nope. Let's do quick engage. Let's try. That said, if he goes into Fulmino, okay. All right, well, there goes that. So this is very familiar territory right now. So my problem with this position is that I cannot bring online yet. So far, I have not been able to bring my full. It makes me wonder if I do this all the time, actually, because I play this every week at the club on Sundays. Potentially 2 or 3 times a week, and I cannot bring that same level of concentration to bear in my online games for playing against this. I don't know why that is. I just say that it is. And I wonder how much sort of unwittingly that happens in my online games in general. Oh, this is different. This is different. So now I've got a target. Now I don't have the target. Okay. And that's fair. So we might get one of these deals. And then okay. Keep in mind, I have not read the Storming the Silver Crown yet. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves to be for that bishop to be able to hit this rook. The immediate threat here is this. Wait, what? That's a free silver. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. Okay. Arigatou gozaimashita. Yeah, I think that was a bit of a just a bit of a misread. Just a bit of a misread with the that this didn't come with tempo. Maybe he wasn't expecting it. This is a new addition to my game over the past 3 months. When I'm Sente, when I have the chance. So in this position here, so this is this is new tech that I've gotten from the engine. Yeah, more of a brain fart than a misread. Yeah. That's fair. This this early pawn push is even sometimes before bringing the silver up. I think potentially this 5-5 pawn push. I've added this to my game, and it's done some. I don't want to say wonders, but it feels like it gives me a lot more flexibility in my attack, both early on this side of the board, and then potentially later on, when we're in sort of Yosei-ish position where this pawn will become a threat just to push up the board. It prevents this, which seems to be a common idea in this opening, and yeah, it feels like it's almost just all good. It's almost just all good. Where we get slow, so I'll make the move. Where we sometimes get slow is when the pawns start coming up the board and pressure starts bearing down on the head of this silver. It becomes a little more difficult to defend, but even if this pawn ever does get lost, a lot of times we'll just be able to trade it. But getting lost is not the end of the world, because we'll then be able to drop up here if we need it, or drop back here in defense. So I especially as Sente, where I have the time to do it, this pawn move has been like I think has leveled up my Torizashi versus third file rook, which then switches into opposing rook. I think that pawn push as Sente has slightly leveled up my opening. And again, as usual, that's just something that picking up with the engine when going through that way I build my repertoire, where my opponent does something that I haven't seen, and then I let the engine find some good moves, and then I pick the one that I like. So let me just get this into 81 Dojo, or at least Shogi. You would be tempted to try to go to Rook 5-8. Well, that is actually a nice. I think I've only done that once, but that is a nice aspect to it. Is that when things like, if the opponent decides to start doing some heavy defense over here, you leaving maybe in a half Silver Crown or a half Mino. Yeah, this becomes really tough. I just have to be, I think, just extra wary that the opponent won't have a very fast way to push that opposing rook pawn. So this is all just stuff. This is all normal. I think the engine likes this more right here. I'm learning to be a little safer on some of these, castling a little bit before. But yeah, I don't know if there's much to look at here. Yeah. Maybe get the right silver to 3-7, and then Rook 5-8. 3-7. Oh, yeah, so like, yeah, pushing this pawn, getting the silver up, and then coming over. Yeah. Though if the opponent has this, so if we do this and the opponent gets the Mino, and we come up, do we want to be doing this yet? Feels kind of stifled a bit. And the opponent is potentially also going to want to do this. Jim's Chess. Whoa, nice raid. Nice raid. Thank you very much. Boy, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. And hope your stream went well. Hey, Koshiro, nice to see you. And yeah. Have you been playing? If you're still there, have you been playing any shogi lately? Or every time I see your stream, it's these days it's all chess, no Go, no shogi. I haven't seen any of that, and that's fine. Chess is awesome, but I'm very curious. And any viewers that are still with us, are you all very much chess and chess only people, or do you dabble with? So I would expect that a lot of Jim's viewers play a bunch of games. Oh, so you're a Go player? Thank you. Sovaketu. There is the Starpoint Go podcast or Starpoint Baduk podcast. He has a viewer in the most recent podcast, which I think he released a couple days ago. He has a listener, not a viewer, it's a podcast. So it's a listener that has sent some listener mail in the past a few times. And he just said that this viewer is like one of the strongest on OGS. The name sounds a lot like yours, but I don't think it is. But in case it is, greetings to you. Okay, not you. Yeah, one of the strongest players on OGS. Not me either. So if gold 5-2, I can just go with plan A and attack 3-5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, in your dreams. The recent podcast, the recent Starpoint Go podcast, it had a topic sort of near and dear to my heart. Near and dear, like kind of in a bad way, but like as someone who is a self-questioner, the topic of the podcast was, oh gosh, I won't do it. I don't know the exact title, but basically, should I give up Go? Was the topic of the podcast. This was not a question that he was asking himself in the moment, but there were a flurry of Reddit r/Baduk posts that had beginners asking that question and using a phrase that I have asked myself a number of times in my shogi streams. Is this game just not for me? When you're frustrated at your lack of improvement, and when you're looking for reasons to explain, why you're not improving, or what it is about the game that seems to be so difficult to you, and you ask that question, am I just not cut out for this game? And so I think he had 3 different Reddit posts on there that were all asking the same question, and they were all double-digit Qs. So it was tough, and I think his response is probably about the response in the end that I would have given. It was a long post, and he talked a lot, but I think in the end, the idea is that maybe step back from caring so much about your improvement and just. And this is verbatim things I have said on my stream. Find the love of the game. Are you having fun? Have fun, and find the love of the game. And if you don't, so if you are not having fun, and you're trying to have fun, and you say, all right, well, I've given this a few months. I'm one of those players at the place was going to the club was going to an in-person club and playing online. The problem that the person said, and again, these are things that I've sort of thought, not to the same sort of negative extent, but like the player was saying, I play 30-second Byoyomi, and my brain is not fast enough. I'm not fast enough to play 30-second Byoyomi. But if I play untimed at the club, I feel even more pressure because I don't want to waste the other player's time. And so it's like it's totally we've on this channel we have totally talked about that. Totally talked about that. The difference between playing with clocks and without clocks. So you had a long break from the game, so you might have to listen to it. Just return back to playing Go. Okay, I highly recommend that podcast. For one, in the shogi and the Go world, we don't have many podcasts, and in the shogi world, we have no podcasts. So so I find so I listen to a lot of chess and Go podcasts, as because we don't have shogi. And because I just drooled, and because I like both of those games, Go and chess. I think, like Jim, I'm a lover of all these games, and I would like to be good at them all, but I decided that I think I need to focus on one to be able to get good at one. So I focused on shogi. And so I've been streaming since December 2023, pretty much at least 5 days a week. And I did have a Go stream on OGS, and I did have a Shang-Chi stream, and I did have a Balatro stream if anyone plays that video game. But it's been all shogi otherwise. But anyway, it was a fascinating topic, really fascinating topic. And I would recommend that podcast. So Starpoint podcast, definitely, especially the earlier episodes. I think he's, over the past 10 or 15 or 20 episodes, he's really digging the bottom of the barrel of trying to find topics to talk about. And it's tough. It's tough. In a world that doesn't really have all that much going on, in the West, it's tough to find ideas. But the first 30 or 40, I'd say, were incredible. So yeah. Lord O Spoon, greetings. Thank you for the message. Another Go player. You have two answers yourself. Giving up is the easy option, is one. And then two, if you're going to give it up for the right reasons. Giving up a game just because it's hard is stupid. But giving it up if you don't enjoy it, that's a different story. Yeah, and I think that is the thing that everyone has to ask themselves is, why am I frustrated? Why don't I, why am I not enjoying it? Am I struggling with something that's difficult? In which case, maybe this is an area for self-improvement. Maybe this means that when I go over some of these hurdles, the reward will feel that much greater. Because if the game, what is the saying? If the game was easy, if the game was easy, everyone would be great. I can't think of the saying, but anyway, if the game was easy, then everyone would be great at it, and it wouldn't feel good, and it wouldn't be fun, and it wouldn't be enjoyable to progress. Maybe. But, at the end of the day, some people, and this is totally fine, for chess or shogi or Go or Shang-Chi or whatever, you could play a few months and be like, what? At the end of the day, I this game is not fun to me. Everyone has preferences. And, I think in the end, that is sort of what happened to me with Go. So I played Go a long time ago, 18, 20 years ago I played. And, hey, I'm Matt Hill, 2021. Greetings. So I played Go 20 years ago. And the highest I achieved low single digit Q on KGS. So I think I did hit 2Q. I was certainly 3Q, but I think I did hit 2Q at some point. But never knocking on the door of Shodan. Never felt that I had any real strong sense of how the game was played. And I think in the end, I had family. If the things that I loved about Go, that's when my kids were born, and that's when work started heating up and stuff like that. So I left Go, and but the thing is, I never loved the game. I think I loved, and I think this is relatively common, or maybe the ratio might be a little more common in Go. I loved the idea of the game more than I loved the game itself. It is such a beautiful game. It's beautiful conceptually, beautiful aesthetically. I mean, that's a great thing about all these games. I say these games because you guys are from Jim's Chess, and I know that Jim is a lover of chess, shogi, and Go. So these games, they're all equipment-wise. So if you're an equipment nerd like me, they're so fulfilling from an equipment perspective, and they're so great. But Go is something special in its beauty, I think, both in its equipment and its simplicity of rules, and the way the board becomes this beautiful sort of canvas at the end of the game. It has a lot going for it. It's so simple, yet it is so difficult, and it's so hard to visualize the board. So all these things made me love the idea of the game. Like it's a game I wanted to love so much, but the actual practice, despite the fact that I played a lot, the practice of playing the game wasn't as satisfying for me. So I did end up stopping, but that was not the main reason. But when I came back, I came back, and with the lockdown, looking for things to do, and found Shogi. I was like, oh, I remember this game that I knew of from Go. I learned of Shogi, I think, through Hikaru no Go, which Kaga of the Shogi Club he was the president of the Shogi Club, and also a great youth/scholastic Go player, and one of the great characters in that manga anime. And so I came to Shogi, and Shogi for me, along with chess as well, and along with backgammon, they have this climax to the game that I feel I'm missing in Go, where the game of Shogi ends and it's crazy, or it ends in a checkmate. Backgammon ends in the end of the race. Someone wins. And Go ends in pass. Depending on the rule set, there's 7,000 rule sets in Go. Pass, and then you count, which always felt anticlimactic to me. So, but not to bash Go. It's an incredible game. It just wasn't. Despite the fact that I played it a lot, I think in the end it wasn't quite for me. The thing is, the grid is a mirror, and sometimes it shows us things like ourselves that we don't like. Well, that is absolutely the case. It absolutely is the case, where it's like, a lot of people. Well, I don't think it's universal, but it's pretty near universal. Nobody wants to feel stupid. Nobody wants to feel like a fool. And so when you are presented in situations that make you feel like a fool, you've got a couple ways to deal with that. One is to learn so that you don't get tripped up by that again, and so you won't feel like a fool in the same way, as often. Two is to just stop putting yourself in a position that makes you feel like a fool, and try to go do other things. And there are plenty of video games out there that will not put your mental acuity to the test like a Go game will. And so and that's fine. Some people don't want that. Like some people. So for me, like some people love puzzle video games. I know a bunch of people that love these super intense puzzle video games, but I look at them and I'm like, this isn't interesting to me. It's not so much that I don't play. It's not so much that it makes me feel stupid. I mean, it doesn't help, but it's not that it doesn't make me feel stupid. It's just that, like, all right, I could do this. I could try to work at this game, but why would I try to work real hard mentally on a video game when I could spend that mental effort on a game that has existed for thousands of years and is going to exist for another, until the end of humanity? Let me get good at this. Let me get good at this game. If I'm going to spend my mental cycles, especially if someone's working, it's like, I'm working every day, busting my brain. Why am I going to come home and relax with a video game where I have to bust my brain? At least if I'm going to bust my brain, let me do something that is has historical importance. Not to put too much of a level on Go, chess, shogi, etc. But that's sort of my thinking. And one of the points you make, Sovaketu, so many interesting things to try in so little time. Totally. Like, that's the thing. I would love to play all these games and to be able to play them well. I am just not one of those people that can do that. There's some people who are great in Go, they're great in chess, they're great in shogi, and they're probably great in a lot of other things. That is not me. That is definitely not me. At least not at this stage of my life. I think maybe when I was younger, maybe that could have been the case, but not so much now. It's sometimes sometimes you can like a concept, but that doesn't mean you like the product. It's the same with Go. Exactly. I think that nicely summarizes some of my thinking on it. I love the concept of it. I love all the trappings of it, historical and aesthetic trappings of it. And but in the end, I just don't like playing it. Or, I don't like it as much as other games. So I don't. For you love Go even though you don't play as much as other people because energy is hard to find. You love everything about Go. Yeah, I think you are not alone in that regard. That's one of the things that always surprises me about Go, though. You have a lot of people who really love the game, who love talking about it, who love studying it, who love watching it, but they don't love playing it so much. And I think the same could be said, I think, for chess and shogi as well. There are pockets of people like that. And so that's one of the reasons why I started streaming shogi, is to show, like, there's not much out there. There's not much content out there in the West anyway. Maybe if I just show people how fun the game is, maybe we'll get some more people. Maybe that'll be a ticket. Because I really have fun playing this game despite the down days. And as I am slowly improving, it feels like the down days hit me more often than they used to, where it's just like, gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm terrible. I never changed my scene. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah. So I have read a bunch of the Kawabata books. Side note, Kawabata is an incredible author, and every book of his that I don't own many books anymore, but I have bought in the past couple years now every book of his that I can get my hands on. I read Master of Go ages ago, and I reread it last year, and it's incredible. It's incredible. The top pros talked about playing shogi in their free time. Yeah, he played shogi with the reporter, the one who was Kawabata, who is the stand-in for Kawabata. The master played. Yeah, really funny. Really funny. Therefore, and you say ignorance is bliss. The pain is proof of your progress. So you're positive. You're more positive about this. So Ranchani, you can't welcome to the channel. You can't play chess or shogi. You don't know what moves to even think about. In Go, it's easier. Oh my goodness. If you would have asked me, I would have said, it's so funny because I would have said the exact opposite. I would have said the exact opposite. I think in order of me being able to find moves, in chess I can find moves. In shogi it's more difficult to find moves because I feel like shogi is the middle ground in a lot of ways between Go and chess. The board is bigger and drops are just like, you're dropping a stone almost. So there are so many moves you can come up with that it's difficult to come up with any move. And in Go, so much of my Go life was spent just like, 180 moves or 100, 200 moves of being like, every move, I don't know what to do. 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 And it's just all game just feeling uncertain about myself and about my moves. That was in Go for me. It's so, obviously it's easy to place a stone, but to place a stone with meaning for me, even as I improved in the game, it was always just a question of just feeling uncertainty the entire game. And shogi games definitely get like that, where it's just there's so much uncertainty where to drop. When there's a mutual attack going on, do I defend? Do I attack? It's similar. I really do think similar idea to Go. Yeah, no pain, no gain. You tend to be fairly certain of your moves until you review the game. Fascinating. Maybe that's just mindset. Maybe everyone has different levels of positivity and self-doubt and confidence. And I think, when I was playing Go, it was just constant state of uncertainty and lack of confidence. Because there are good moves on the board. And back when I was learning, there weren't really engines. There was like GNU Go. I don't know what that was probably like 6 or 7 Q at the time. I was in the, I guess it depends on your perspective. I think I was in what I would consider was sort of the golden age, before, when the game was still very mysterious. And, the idea that a computer would beat a pro was laughable, laughable. The game is just too hard. There's too much to it. There's too many branching patterns. And so I, in those days, you couldn't just play a game and be like, all right, what was the answer? What was the answer? You couldn't do that, which was great and bad. It made analysis, it forced thinking in analysis. And the engine during my analysis is absolutely a crutch. It's a crutch. And, a lot of times I don't think as deeply because of it. But it is nice to know that there is an answer. It's nice to see the answers, because then if you want to, you can learn from the answers. And I'd argue that, and I don't think this is even an argument, I think most people would agree with this, that the level of play in Go, chess, and shogi has increased because of engines. It's increased because you can get more what's right. You know what's right. You can validate your ideas a little faster. But GM Zerk, you remember those days. You're not old enough to remember those days. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Hey, BUD, nice to see you. You're not old enough. But then again, the answers 20, 15, 10 years ago, I guess, were not as concrete as some of the answers are now. But Lord Spoon, you say you play mostly based on instinct. To be fair, you're a poor comparison. So I tried to play Go aggressively and with instinct. My Go idol, my online amateur Go idol was Dezomb, Dezomb on KGS. It was a player that would just play sort of random-ish first moves and would attack. Yeah, grandpa stream. Exactly. I'm not a grandpa, but I'm old. it's man. But yeah, it was a different time. It was really nice. I remember where I was when it's those moments. I remember where I was. It was at the same company, but I remember where I was when Kasparov lost, to Deep Blue. I remember where I was, like 9/11, the 9/11 attack. I was in Chicago, but that was like there are very few moments that just sort of live in my brain. For some reason, Kasparov losing to Deep Blue was one of those. I wasn't a chess player, but I was just a computer guy, and for some reason, that felt important to my mind enough such that I remember what I was doing and where I was sitting when I learned of it. The Joseki was more fun back in the day. You'll say that. I hear that. I hear that a lot of people in Go will lament the fact that, for example, the 3/3 stone is so common, and I hear the argument that it's common and it's boring. I don't know enough to say otherwise, but I do know that when I with AlphaGo and with the little bit from the Go podcast that I listen to, when I found out that 3/3 is now valid, it was like hilarious because back in the day, this was I've got to let the cat out the door. I'll be right back. Yes, you want to go through? And it was, you just didn't do it. You just did not play 3/3. It was slow. It was weak. It didn't build territory. It didn't build much territory. But now, you don't hate that it's common. You hate that it's so frequently misused. Ah, interesting. Can you misuse it? I guess you could misuse anything. Yeah. Different times. But yes. Oh, yeah. So that's the thing. Shusaku's Kosumi made a small comeback. Yes. I was very happy about that because I, as a lover of Hikaru no Go, that is what I did. I did Kosumi because I thought if it was good enough back then, it's going to be good enough for me, single digit Q, and it felt safer, and I was like, one of my usernames was Sai Clone, SAI Clone. So I tried to play like that, and so it was awesome to see that Kosumi has made an appearance. Really, really funny. People fail to understand that it's a Joseki, meaning an even result. Yeah. The thing with engines though, so the engines also do bring out they bring out opportunities for people who wouldn't otherwise have them. So, for example, the stuff that I do with engines, where I try to build up my opening repertoire and things like that, and analyze after, without a huge Western community, and without almost any, there's very little Western literature. The engine is a way to I don't want to say level the playing field, but it's a way to at least get answers that I wouldn't otherwise have had. It's a way to learn without having material. And last year, so not in 2024, the 2024 US Shogi Championship, at the end of it, there was a dinner with a big dinner, all the players, and there were 3 professionals that were attending the event, and they each sat at a different table. But one of the questions that this professional, Yamaguchi Sensei, she's a ladies professional, she was asked her thoughts on the engines. And I think with translation, it sounds like basically, she said that it gives ladies players a real nice boost, because otherwise, in the past, they would have had to ask one of the male players for assistance with things. And so, there was some hesitation with that all the time. So, it's like, it opens the field to be able to study without having to rely on other humans, which is nice. Openings matter a lot less than people think in all these games, but they really matter a lot less in Go. Oh, you still just played Sanrensei every black game. Probably not in the top 20 options, but it's all of -1 if you commit to it. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Oh God, I'm terrified to ask your level in Go. I think I have asked you, and I'm not remembering now. Oh gosh. Anytime I want to feel bad about myself, anytime I just like, I'll bring up any game. I probably would bring up any game that I'm like, that I might think that I'm good at, and GM Zirkel just offhand be a bazillion times better. Lord of the Spoon, I'm talking about GM Zirk here. That said, I'm surprised you would have done that, because you seem to me like very much like an optimizer, like someone who's always looking for the better move, someone who's always looking for something better. So I would have thought you would have maybe in Go it's different, just because it is basically you're so wide open. Yeah, Lord of Spoon. In a way, it's a way to get an answer, but it definitely lacks context. Yeah, and it definitely requires ability and some finesse to grasp the context. And that's some of the things that that is the struggle with it. It's like, sure, it will tell you a line. Sure, it will tell you a move that is maybe the overwhelming best move. But if you want to learn from the move, you have to interrogate. You have to interrogate with your own brain why that move is good. And I think sometimes that is why, like when I'm doing some opening study, like Jim Zirk said, is not, in all these games it's overrated, and in Shogi it definitely is. But I enjoy it, and so I still do it sometimes where I'm trying to tweak what I do in the opening positions. But I'll look and I'll see, like, okay, this move is better. This is the one that the engine prefers. But why? And I don't see the idea, or I see the idea and it is a very tactically difficult position, requiring potentially only moves on my part. And I'll be like, okay, well, I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that this is better for the engine, but it's not better for me. And so that's how I build my stuff. Okay, stylistically, you like it. You grab for a lot, and you dare the opponent to step in and try to take some from you while you attack them. Interesting, interesting. Ah, Ranchana, you say that it's kind of like the modern AI Fuseki. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, it's so funny how some of the stuff that people did in the past is coming out. Is coming out. So you say you hate Sanrensei. So that's the thing. So now it's a mental edge. Now it's a mental edge that a Sanrensei player has on you. That's the thing. So I try very hard. I fail very hard, but I try very hard to not hate what the opponent is doing, because if I hate what the opponent is doing against me, that means they've got the mental edge. That means I'm slightly beating myself before the match has even really gotten underway. If I see like, oh, he's doing coward. I jokingly call this one position Coward Castle, because the opponent cowardly doesn't just let me make my attacks against them. If that stuff bothers me, they've already won part of the battle. And so on the flip side, I've noticed, so the things I started playing Nakabisha, which is Central Rook, and I now these days play an opening called Urashino Ryu. And in both cases, a lot of times a common response to my first move of the game would be the opponent going, like sighing and being like, disappointed or whatever. So mental edge. So it's possible that no matter what I do, people are going to get upset. It's possible, but like people definitely do that to both of my opening choices, and I take it in some way now. I take it as a slight advantage to me, the slight mental advantage. I Dream Shogi, you say the creator of Suisho recently debuted some new LLM that explains the shogi positions. Yeah, it was pretty terrible, but you think it's possible to build a pretty good one. Like, that's the thing with a lot of this technology. If someone is starting something and it shows some promise, it's probably going to become a reality, and it's probably going to be pretty soon. As a Western shogi player who does not speak Japanese, I think my options still may be limited for a long time. It may be faster just to learn Japanese than to wait for properly translated. Let's say this thing gets to be a good coaching level. I guess that's the dream, right? That's the dream of these programs that are trying to explain context. It's to be a coach, to be a teacher. That I think that's that is the goal, or at least some of the goal. Maybe they want to replace commentators too. Everything just computer. No more commentary, no more anything. It's just computer spitting out stuff. And then no one has to think. But if it got to that point where it's a good coach, I think it would still be a long point to where it's a good coach in English. So yeah, it's a real tough thing. Tough to be a shogi player in the West. Computers chatting about computers. Yep. Boy, oh boy. It would be fun. It'd be fun, but I would like. Yeah, I really want commentary. I really want nice commentary in English so that I can understand it. Realistically, like it would be years for me to get good enough in Japanese, I think, to understand shogi commentary. I think. Like, sure, I can pick up on notations, but otherwise it's just going to be rough. You think the translating to English would be trivial compared to getting it to output good commentary and analysis? I don't know. I don't know. You think? I am so amazed at how poor the state of translation is for shogi. Although, then again, you know, your work that you did with that ChatGPT model, I don't know what you would call what you did with it. App. It is nice. Yeah, telling us how to feel. Yeah, we're getting closer to the question. Yeah, exactly. We are. It's totally. We are in the matrix. Yeah. It definitely did improve it. It definitely did. You say you did 2 minutes. I bet it was more than that, but maybe not. But yeah, it's definitely good. It's definitely good. But my question is, if that's the case, why is language translation for Japanese still so bad? So one thing that you have said, and you're not alone in saying this, you said that because I was commentating on I was making a statement about how the YouTube auto translate is so rough for shogi videos. You and others have said that it's just because it's shogi. It's not because it's Japanese. Let me tell you, I've watched some Japanese videos on YouTube since then that have nothing to do with shogi. You know, food videos, sumo. You know, I've started enjoying. Just other stuff, just about like life in Japan. These translations are terrible. These translations are terrible. And so it makes me think that either it's just very difficult for a computer. So you think it could be improved, but the fact that maybe there's no money behind it, but like YouTube auto translate is still bad. And you know, if I put stuff into Google Translate, which I thought was still state of the art, you know, I'm often getting bad responses. I tried one of those other language translators that Papago. I think Papago is the name of the app. And it started off, I thought it was pretty good, but no, it's just as bad as Google Translate, I'd say. And it's just translating Japanese stuff. So you think it's a YouTube problem? Man, I don't know. I you know, I want to believe you, but I wonder if it's just because you understand Japanese, you're not seeing how bad it really is. Like your brain isn't silently papering over some of the problems. It is real rough out there. You just started doing the Japanese version of ShogiCraft, and the translations spit out by Cursor are very good. But that's the reverse, right? That's English to Japanese. Okay. So yeah, and that's what you said. Yeah, maybe. What is Cursor? What is Cursor a language translation? Is that like the chat GPT? Like that's not whatever L open. What is Cursor? Cursor. I'm doing a search. What is Cursor language? Cursor AI. Okay. Oh, it's a programming language. It's for programming? Cursor is the AI code editor. Or is this a different Cursor? Oh, okay, so it's AI enabled VS Code. I see. Oregon Moniwa. So when is I thought the sumo event started. I thought the Basho started already. Basho schedule, but NHK World Plus Japan YouTube does not have it. May 11. Okay, so next Monday. I saw that in some of these pre-events or some of these pre-training days, Hoshoryu went 14 wins, 0 losses. I was excited to see that he might be at good form. Hey, Jazz Brothers, nice to see you. Deep L. Thank you, Poradun. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for next week then. Monday I won't be at, well, yeah, I guess I'll see the review. Because Monday I will be out. Oh, they already have the schedule for 2026? Kokugikan is the venue of May. Where is that?
Lord _O_.
Lord O Spoon. Thank you very much for that follow. I appreciate it. Oh, and also, I did want to say, we had the 400th stream on Friday, and we crossed 400 subs on YouTube. So thank you to all of you who put us over the top. Thank you very much to anyone who has subscribed to the YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. I would love to see that number go up to 500. But I appreciate every single person watching and chatting and commenting or just watching. Just watching. I appreciate it. It has been fun. I still can't believe 400 have hit. Okay, nice to see you. Great discussion. And thanks for that follow again. Take care. Have a great day. Wait a minute. Now that you're here, Jazz Brothers, why am I... Oh, I don't have any promoted pieces. I was wondering, like, where are my color? Thank you for the luck. I will need it. Wait, so let me where's my color? Oh well. We had this going yesterday, didn't we? We had it going. Yeah, I had it going. Oh, it didn't. It's asking for access. I must have. All right. Well. Okay. It asked for access. I thought I gave it to it like forever. Hey, just Filippo. No, I was using Jazz Brothers user style. The plugin did not have access. But now I've got to wait for the update for the alignment, the piece alignment, the holy grail, the holy grail. It's coming. All right. Oh man, good stuff. So let me delete this. This is another thing. I don't. Is this a Lee Shogi bug or is this a me bug? I don't know how else Here's the situation. Let me change my scene. Let me change my scene again to something else. All right, let me turn off the camera briefly here. Okay. So you notice in the bottom right, it says Gote resigned, Sente is victorious. If I make moves, it just keeps adding to the list of moves. So if you review a game at the end, you don't know where the opponent resigned. Let me delete from here just to keep it. That is weird. How does chess do it though? How does chess do it? Well, let's turn this. How does Lichess? So let's go to Lichess. Let's go to Lichess. Let me play against the computer. Create a game. Now play with the computer. Wow, small board. So how is this looking? How is this looking? So I'm just gonna make some moves and then I'm gonna resign. I can't resign in a Scandi though. I can't resign in a Scandi. I don't remember any of my prep. I don't remember any of my prep. I don't remember any of my stuff. That's not it. Okay, so now I resign. And so now if I go to the analysis board, I say, okay, so I'm in analysis. I push the pawn. He makes him, he goes back, let's just say. And I'm just making stupid moves. Okay, so these are slightly italicized. There's no indication. There's no indication here on Lichess that he resigned, other than that these ending moves are italicized. And I thought Lee Shogi did it. I would have actually mentioned it because I thought Lee Shogi did it, but it, you know, as we saw, it's not. It should have the resignation as a move in the Kifu. So let's look at this. Do we have someone's watching me? Someone's spectating. Someone's spectating my Lichess. Where's the comments? So there's no comment in the Lichess one. Let's see in here. Yeah, there's no comment in this Kifu either. So let's do this. Let's do that again. Now we go back. Okay, there's no comment. You say add a variation after you make moves. How do I add a variation? Like they do not. Lee Shogi does not list resign as a move. I think that would probably be the best. So let's export this. Let's export this Kifu and see what it looks like. I don't think there's a way to just copy his text, unfortunately. Oh, here's the share button. So chapter URL, chapter CSA. Okay, so chapter KIF. Oh, I just wanted to open it in a text editor. Okay, so there's nothing in here that it's showing. Let's quit this. Let me. Okay, so here's the actual text. Okay. Okay, so the Kifu does have the variation. It has something as a variation here. But it doesn't have resign as one of the moves. What is CSL 63G? Is that an engine analysis? What is... Wait, what is 25 move? Oh, this is a different variation. Oh, this is a different variation. This is move 25. Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Anyway. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. So let me delete this. Maybe... What does chess.com do? Can you play anonymous games on chess.com? Play as a guest? Oh, you can't. You can't play as a guest on chess.com? All right. Forget that then. All right. Well, that is something that's always kind of been mildly annoying in my study on Lee Shogi. All right. Anyway, it's only been 2.5 hours today. I'm starting to feel a little sore. 3 games. That 2.5 hours can't be right, right? Yeah, it is right. It is right. Oh, I'm still in this board. I hate to do that. This is so I apologize to my opponent. I really hate to do that when I accidentally leave the board up. So it hangs out in this list as if I'm showing off that I won a game. It's like, oh my gosh, I won a game. So it's like, I don't mind it. If I've lost the game, I don't mind leaving it up because it's anyway, just weird stuff. So did the original game contain the resign and the Kifu? That's a good question. Let's look over here. Let's copy this as text. Because I don't have the copy buffer anymore, and I closed the thing. So let's see. Kifu, copy Kifu to KIF. Let's open another text editor. There it is. Yeah, move 42. Is it showing up? Is it showing up on the stream? It is not showing up. Move 42 does show the resign. So let's see what Lee Shogi does. Let's see what 81 Dojo does. Now we copy the position as KIF. And here we go. We still have the resign, but then at move 43, we have this variation with 6-4 bishop, 3-3 silver. Yeah. Yeah, it has to. It has to because Lee Shogi said at the bottom of the move list, Sente resigned or Sente resigned. Gote resigned. Gote resigned. Wait, what? How do we have a variation? Wait a minute. Wait, this is weird now. This is very weird now. Good morning. Good morning, Mirafue. This is weird now. So if Gote made move 42, which is resign. The variation starts at move 43. And Gote now all of a sudden Gote is on the odd number game. The odd number move, which is impossible. The variation should be from 42. Right? Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, so it's showing the resign. But now all of a sudden it's showing Gote on the odd number moves. What happens if we do this must just be a variation bug, or maybe intentionally because maybe it's a bug, but maybe it's utilizing this bug to guarantee that the resignation still shows up in this move list. Maybe it's like a practical bug. Like maybe they're just using the bug to do this. I can understand that. But let's make a variation here on gold 7-2. If we do gold 7-2, instead no. So I'll instead of silver 2-6, I'll do silver 4-6. Okay, so it kept the number. Yeah, it removes silver 2-6. So our variation here shows the proper numbering. Oh, you can't maintain your variations in this UI. Good luck getting someone to fix it. Well, I'm not convinced it's a bug. I'm going to say that they are. I'm going to say that this is intentional. I am going to guess that rather than add support for variations after the resignation, I'm going to say that they just did this because it still works. Wait, that's the Kifu fail to update to Lee Shogi? What do you mean? Does that Kifu fail to update to Lee Shogi? Oh, which Kifu? Oh, the new one? Yeah, let's see what this does. Let's see what this does. Let's copy this Kifu now. And let's bring this into Lee Shogi. So you could see we've got our we've got that variation. So at move it's showing move 43. What does it do? What does it do? It just ends. It just ends. It doesn't show. It deleted that variation. So if I just make a move, oh, look at this. Now though, it shows it italicized. Just like Lee Chess did. Why now is it italicizing? Weird. Maybe because it was in a study. Let's go back. Let's go back to that study. Let's close Lichess. So we are in the study here. I'm going to reload this page. Oh, it remembers the arrows. It remembers, it puts the, I think it put those arrows into CSA. Okay, so here we are. And now when it's in the study, it's not drawing in italics. Interesting. Interesting. Software is difficult. Software is real difficult. Oh, now check the Kifu? Well, that is the one that I did. I did that download. So if I download the chapter KIF, now let me go to let's see. I'm trying to find this downloads. The Shogi. It does not. Oh! It shows the moves. It does not show the resign. So Lee Shogi is not exporting a resign. This is the one thing that I do. One thing. Oh, you started your career in QA. You love this stuff. Yeah. Obviously, I am down this diversion path. I'm digging this. Yeah. There's no resign here, and so one thing I've noticed is that if the other player times out on 81 Dojo, if someone times out, when you copy that Kifu, I believe it does not have anything. It does not have any resignation indicator. So when you bring it into Lee Shogi, the game will say, where Lee Shogi says Gote resigns, Sente is victorious, it'll say something like game is still playing, or game is still active, or something like that. So before if I used to copy a game out from 81 Dojo that I won on time or lost on time, I would put that there is a time indicator, and I think I copied this from an 81. I think I copied this from a Shogi Club 24. Because I don't speak Japanese, I don't know the characters. I found a Shogi Club 24 Kifu where I won on time, and I made that I put that somewhere. I'm sure I've got a text file somewhere. But I would manually inject those into my 81 Dojo Kifus so that when it loaded into into Lee Shogi, it would say, Sente timed out. So let me. I don't want to just take all this time here. Lee Shogi is not seeing those extra moves as a variation at all, but it's maintaining that other variation on 25. But there is no variation on 25. Where did this variation come from? Where did this variation come from? Oh, I drew this. I made this variation in Lee Shogi. Okay. It's very interesting to me that Lee Shogi did not put a resignation in here. Lost by time. Oh, it is that. Let me see if I have this. Let me see if I have a Kifu. I do. I have 81. I have a text file. 81 dojo underscore timeout underscore win underscore Kifu dot text. So here is what I, let me paste this. Here is what my file says. This is what my file says. It's Add the last line and change the move number, of course. This is my note to myself. The new line characters did not make it into my paste, so sorry about that. Each of those. Snake Case, I am a dad. Snake Case, I'm a Unix guy. I'm a Perl guy. I'm a C guy. That's it's funny, when I started out as a very young man in Linux, when Linux was just new, and in DOS days before that, I wasn't a big fan of using the underscores, but I grew to like them. Obviously, I play nice in the like if I'm writing Java code, I won't draw underscores, or if I'm you play nice in the culture of the language that you're using. But yeah, all right. And that is the same thing that KIGF has. Yeah, local files reveal your preference. Your own personal files reveal your preference. At least I don't have a script to add timeouts. How would you do that? I mean, I know how I'd write a script to operate on a text file to add the timeout, but I don't know how I'd integrate that into a meaningful workflow. I would have to, yeah, like if I was going to do that, then I'd try to make a workflow that would do the download and the upload all in one. But the problem is, to get this out of 81 Dojo, you have to copy to clipboard. So it's like, so now I'm in the copy. Yeah, I guess I'm in the copy paste buffer. I could write a key binding that would trigger a script that would take the contents of the current clipboard, modify them to add this thing, and then replace the current clipboard with that new clipboard. And boom, there I am. Yeah, I should do that. I have some key binding, because I don't have Japanese characters at my fingertips, but I use Alfred on macOS, which you press Command Space and then you can run something. So one of these things I have. So what this would have been? I open this thing. I type SN plus 32 or plus R32. This is the input to this script, not script. This is the input to this prompt. And it'll emit out the shogi notation. So anyway, that is something that I have scripted. That one is done in Ruby. I've shared that on the Discord before. I don't know if anyone would ever have value for that. But I don't use that very often either, though. Anyway, fun computer stuff. Fun computer stuff. I need to inject an anchor to click on an 81 Dojo system page. Ah. Yeah. Oh, you actually scripted that this week using WebDriver, where you copied to Interesting. So what was your motivation to do that? Oh, for a Shogi Ladder video you're working on. Nice. Yeah, you still owe us a Shogi Ladder video. You've This is it's months. I had forgotten about this. You had mentioned this. I need videos. I demand videos. This stream has turned from 3 games of shogi into a big Go discussion, into a Kifu discussion, into a programming shogi stuff discussion. 5-year anniversary for Shogi Ladder. Wow, 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 wow. It's no longer an infant. It's not even a toddler anymore. It's about to go to school. It's about to go to school. Are there seasonal winners to the ladder, or is that sort of against the spirit of it? One thing I noticed is that the viewer count has gotten way down. The more we talk about Kifus and programming, the viewer count is like, I don't need this. Sorry, everybody. So I apologize. I apologize for taking it in a weird direction today. No seasonal winners. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. I think it makes sense either way. But yeah. All right. Sounds great. Sounds great. I guess I'm going to hang it up here. I am going to spend the rest of this day doing Tsume Shogi. I was not able to do as much yesterday or the day before. And I really want to. I've got to kickstart some of that. And so I'm going to do that. I'll close up here. Today's games were fun. You say it's a cool script. Likely use it for WSL in the future. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. More scripted WSL stuff would be really cool. Yeah. Yeah, being able to download archives of the Kifus would also be really cool for WSL. You know, because they're all available, and it's nice to be able to do it, but it's pretty slow to jump through the WSL page, through the hoops, into that 81 Dojo webpage, which is a little slow to load. You know, I when I want to do stuff, I just want it to, snap, snap, snap. Speaking of WSL, ooh, Berserk won against Asadis. That's a big win. Woof. That's a big win. 2 very good players. Who? I don't actually know who Berserk is. You keep thinking Windows subsystem for Linux whenever you hear WSL. Oh, man. Oh, man. You know, as a Linux guy for a long time, I kept hearing people were like, oh, WSL's amazing. WSL's amazing. You know, it works. It's just like Linux. And I'm like, wow, let me try this out, because I don't have Windows. I don't do Windows, but my son, we had a gaming machine. And so I thought, all right, we got this gaming machine now. Let me try this WSL stuff out. That was not as good as running Linux. It was. Anyway, what is this? So this is Group B, Division B. Wait, he's on Brazil 2? Brazil 2 is 0-2? Oh, they lost the round anyway. Oh man. Oh, Brucing lost. Oh no. Oh, it was a default win. Okay, okay, they didn't play. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So who else? Who else is playing soon? Perthian. Perthian. We have this team. This is the team. Oh, this is the team that has Tulip. I think this is. I think the Division C team is the team that has Tulip. False. Where's the team that has Tulip? There it is. Wow, Division E? Is it possible? And they've lost? They lost to Chile. Wow, I would have thought that Australia would sort of climb out of Division E. Ah, you finished. Awesome. Let's do this. User styles. Is it the same one? Is it the same style? Is it the same one? Do I already have this one? Oh, it's called Pieces Aligned. Okay. So here we are. We are back here. Let's close this one. Back here. Stylish. My styles. Portella with red promotion pieces. This is Portella piece. Pieces aligned. Okay, let's get rid of this one. And close that. Now reload. Ooh. Wait, is this? Ooh. Oh man. This is looking good. This is looking good. Oh, we need more. We need more. Oh man. Now we're playing with power. Now we're playing with power. This is like Shogi Club 24 now. And this is like the pros. This is like the pros placing their pieces. You know, I think the pros place it even closer to the line, but you know, this is perfect. Record win streak incoming. Exactly. Oh man. All right, let's make moves. Let's just make moves with these beautiful pieces. Let's push pawns up against each other. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, facing off. We're just facing off. Oh, it's nice. Thank you. Oh, this is nice. Oh man, this should be the default piece set on Lee Shogi. I think. I mean, I'm not even joking. I think this should be. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So let's see. Yeah, let's get cross pieces. Yes. Look at that. So the visualization, you know, it looks. It also is an assistance to seeing to more easily distinguish the piece directions. I love it. Oh man. Oh, I love it. All right. I've got to make sure I'll have to do something to make sure I enable this. Oh, I also wanted to try out Stylus. Todovsky's using Stylus rather than Stylish. So I'll have to try that. Can you get a user style that randomly positions the pieces within the square? Oh, with some random amount of rotation. I bet you could. I bet you could. That would be perfect for you. So there used to be an old, not even joking. There used to be an old Go program called I believe it was a Mac only program. I think it was called Sente Goban, and it would have random stone piece placements, on the intersection. It looked so good. It looked amazing. It looked just like a real thing. I think there is an app now that does that as well. What is the thing that everyone uses now? I think it's an Electron app. There's any Go players out there? Any Go players out there? What is the Electron app that people use these days? It begins with an S, I think. It's not Sente. It's Sabaki? Is it Sabaki? Is that the name of an app? Sabaki. Yeah, I think Sabaki does this, or at least has an option for it. I think. Yeah. So I think this has an option for it. Great looking app, even if it's Electron. It's great. Yeah, I dream of Shogi. It should be minus 15 to 15 degrees. It should be overlapping. It should be, the piece should be overlapping the lines. The piece stand should just be all jumbled up. Some of the pieces flipped over on the promoted side. That would be a great app. So if you could play online and that happened, and then during your move or whenever, or during the opponent's move, you could go over to their piece stand and fix their unaligned and flipped pieces. That would be amazing. That would be just like real life. Just like real life. This is looking good. This is looking real good. Oh, I like this. I like this. Is there is there an event going on the Shogi right now? Daily Rapid. This is ending soon. Daily Rapid is 10:15. All right. I won't play. Adun creates WSL 2025 Division A study. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, it's empty. Made you look. All right. I'll stop blabbing for now. I'm gonna take my 3 wins from today and just parlay them into Tsume Shogi excellence after, and then be back tomorrow. So I'm gonna do that. Thank you, everybody. It was a lot of fun. These discussions, as rough as they are on my voice, they're some of the most fun streams I have. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Enjoy your games. Enjoy your Shogi games. Don't quit. Based on that discussion we had earlier, you don't quit. Look for the fun. Find the fun in the game, and take care. Bye.